Hey there! You're listening to the Outsourcing Hub podcast, the pod that brings you anything and everything about building great teams in outsourcing. And we promise to share infinite opportunities, news, updates, and trends in the industry. Hosted by the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Infinit-O, Mike Gunyon.
So now that we've shared a good deal with our listeners about our seamless recruitment process and how we strive to live up to our promise in building great, high-performing, dedicated teams for our clients, let's tackle an equally important discussion on how we take care and support our people, which you've touched on multiple times, both of you, ultimately leading to our excellent track record of attracting and retaining the best and brightest talent available and matching that to our clients. Flo, can you give us some insight or further insight really on how our people processes not only enable the best service to our clients, but focus in on how we manage in promoting employee welfare, keeping people engaged and developing their skills?
Absolutely, sure. And I think I'll start with looking a little bit in the rearview mirror and realize that initially and historically, the core focus in terms of what was provided to individuals, regardless of whether it was for IO or another organization, the core focus was initially on financial safety. And that mindset started shifted a few years ago, including at IO, where we thought that there was probably a need to go beyond simply the financial safety, of individuals, but incorporate to our approach other dimensions. And those dimensions being emotional, physical, and financial. I think those are the three core elements that we want to consider when it comes to building the welfare for our team members. And I think there's also, with the pandemic and also the trend over the last few years, been to reconsider the approach that tends to just focus on a one fits all, but instead look at multiple perspectives. Again, look at creating a value proposition to our team members that would help them understand how we care for them and how we take care of them. And I think if we go back to what does taking care of the well-being of our employees mean today, I think there are different elements that we feel really responsible for. And I'll go back to, I would actually go back to the three that I already mentioned: physical, financial, and emotional or psychological. And so we really feel that we are responsible for providing an environment to our team member where they can thrive and they can perform at their best, as I mentioned earlier in this call. And we do believe that nobody really is interested in doing a bad job. It's not part of what motivates people. So as a result, it's our work, it's our job to offer them a safe space that unlocks their full potential. And now, talking about well-being is something that is quite new, and especially when we start talking about emotional, we start talking about psychological well-being, and we feel that it's not necessarily something that we should avoid speaking about. And as a result, through the pandemic, and also something that we started before even the pandemic, was to consider having a support structure for our team members that goes beyond just the managers and their ability and their availability to be present and available for the team. Beyond that, it's creating counseling sessions, it's creating fast range of programs that help them understand how to cope up with everything that's happening today. There are elements that we control, there are elements that we do not control. And as a result, it was important for us to be able to include the mental health as part of our regular program. And again, that today we leverage also on technology to be able to do that, not on a face-to-face setup, but online through online counseling, through awareness program, through the knowledge base we're able to build up, through also the ability to tailor the response based on the stimulus that is happening. We know again that we are in a business of businesses, and sometimes even the business that or the partners that we have would be facing challenges, and those can potentially affect the morale of the team, their performance. And so we believe that it's also part of our responsibility to help them navigate through that uncertainty, especially as we know of today with the pandemic. So there's, in addition to that, there's again physical well-being that we can consider, and that goes beyond just offering membership program for gym or online classes. Again, that's considering a diversity of classes that they can attend to, considering diversity of activities that they can take part of. And we just had one where we invited them to run for a cause. So adding the importance of keeping ourselves healthy, active, but also adding an element to it, which is being able to show support for a cause that we value as an organization. And lastly, when it comes to the financial wellness, this really also we know becomes a priority in times of crisis. And we know that being able to set up a safety net to mitigate future uncertainty is something that our team members would have in their mind. They provide for their families, they provide for their parents, for their relative and friends. So as a result, there's a need to be able to provide educational tools around the importance of saving, programs that they can avail, and additional awareness program that are again allowing them to understand the importance of saving, of preparing for the future. And we do operate also with a mindset of being an SME, being in a dynamic industry. We try to always provide fair compensation to our team members. And again, we're not necessarily looking at competing with the Citibank and all the big groups that we would find out there that would be on the 75th and 80th percentile when it comes to compensation. But being able to, again, be fair in our compensation is something that we carry as an organization, and we try to promote it effectively. And if I can add a few things just here, I know I'm taking a little bit more time, but I think finally and most importantly, we do anchor our philosophy towards well-being in our very own culture. And this is the culture of malasakit. It's the Filipino term that could be translated as the culture of togetherness, the culture of caring for something or someone as if it was your own. And we believe that team members who show malasakit the same way that we show malasakit as an organization can make the world a better place for future generations. And so carrying that culture across everything we do allows us to create that again safe space for individual to be performing at their best. And this is really how we get to have amazing talents as part of equally amazing teams that would care for the success of our partners.
Thank you, Flo. excellent overview and illustration, really, of the philosophy and values that go behind not just building great teams, but also nurturing and supporting the individuals that make up those teams, ultimately resulting in tremendous retention and, I think, building the reputation of Infinit-O as a great place to work because of all that you and Chris have been talking about. Really painting a picture, illustrating how you and Chris execute on the promise of building and maintaining great teams for our partners and for all team members. Well, it's been very informative and substantial episode today, talking with you both. Thank you for your time, Flo and Chris, learning how Infinit-O builds great teams for our clients and how we take care and support our team members and employees just goes to show that people really are at the core of every business success. And I would say, in particularly ours. And thank you all listeners for taking the time to listen to this episode. Hopefully you've learned a lot, as much as I did. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at Infinit-O.com to learn more about Infinit-O, to learn more about outsourcing in general, or if you'd like to reach Chris or Flo to further the conversation about how we do what we do. You can always email us at info@Infinit-O.com. Please tune into our next episode as we discuss a different industry, their pain points, and bring on another guest to grace our podcast. Once again, I'm Mike Gunyon. Thanks again to Flo and Chris for joining us today. And until next time, goodbye for now.
And that has been the Outsourcing Hub podcast, building great teams with Mike Gunyon. Thank you for tuning in. And always remember, start small, exceed expectations, think infinitely, think Infinit-O. To learn more about us, make sure to visit our website at www.infinit-o.com or email us at info@infinit-o.com. Until next time.